Hi, this is Alexander Marquez, and I think that this video might be the most powerful video that I've ever made. So I highly encourage you to pay attention to what I'm about to cover in this video, because I'm going to give you what I believe is the 10-step process to absolutely transform your life and accomplish everything that is possible for you to accomplish. I believe that God has given you an incredible potential that you need to discover so you can leave your mark upon this world. The first step to accomplish anything in life is having a desire for change. I don't know if you've noticed, but regardless of how much you try to make someone change, they simply will not change. And what I have discovered is that people are only going to change when they decide that they want to change. You can't make people change. Actually, this discovery has saved me a bunch of headaches, because now I don't try to change people. I just accept them and adapt myself according to how they are acting. I don't try to control their behavior, because I know that it's a useless exercise. So the number one step is you have to want to change. You have to want to change, not only in an exterior way, but also in an interior way. You have to change the essence of who you are, because it all starts with inner change. You got to change your mindset. You got to change your heart. You got to change everything about you. Like the Bible says, you have to literally be born again if you want to create a new reality. So the number one step is you have to want to change. No one else can want it for you. Do you want a transformation? That's number one. Number two is you need to have self-honesty. If you examine the world, you'll see that the world is filled with people that lack self-honesty. They can't admit to themselves when they make mistakes. All you have to do is look at the political world. Politicians can never admit they're wrong. Instead of admitting they're wrong, they continuously lie, because we have an epidemic in this world that is a lack of self-honesty. You have to be willing to look in the mirror. And again, to make a Bible reference, the Bible talks about how we have to look in the mirror, basically observe ourselves, and this is the only way that we're going to be able to reach a transformation. You can also call it self-awareness. We have to become self-aware. We have to, almost like if we step outside of ourselves and we look at ourselves. And we imagine you're looking at yourself all day, detached from yourself. You're looking at yourself, and you're looking at how you interact with the world on a daily basis. I know it seems like a very surreal experience, but just picture you watching yourself. And this is the level of self-honesty that you need to develop. You need to watch yourself honestly and ask yourself, where do I need to improve? Even if it's hard to face the truth, you have to face it and you have to deal with it. If you don't have self-honesty, it's going to be really hard to reach the transformation you seek. So that's step number two. Step number three is you got to come up with a vision. Where do you want to be in your life in the next 5, 10, 15 years? You have to visualize your perfect life. Imagine if you had a magic wand and you can create any life you wanted. What would that life look like? So you got to have a vision, a long-term vision, because this is what's going to push you forward to the reality you want to create. So that's number three. Number four is you have to acquire the knowledge. You have to, without the knowledge, you're not going to know what to do. You can't take action without knowledge, because then you're just taking blind action. So once you come up with your vision, now your vision, your idea of what you want to do, now you have to seek out the knowledge and become a master at what you want to create. You have to read. You have to become you gotta turn off the television, which is bringing you nothing good. You gotta become a reader. You gotta become a student. You gotta acquire knowledge 24 hours a day. The television is not going to teach you anything. Those people that became successful because they discovered the secret and they're working on their dream. Instead of worshiping celebrities, we need to start becoming our own celebrities in our own lives, and become celebrities to our children and to the people that are around us. Become your own celebrity, gain the knowledge, master what you want to create. Step number 5 is, once you have the knowledge, you got to write down your goals on a piece of paper, on your computer. It doesn't matter, just in a way that you can visualize them. You got to write them down. What exactly do you want to accomplish? Write down your short-term goal, your midterm goals, your short-term goals, your midterm goals, and your long-term goals. Once you write them down, it's going to create a powerful effect. And once you're able to see it, it's just going to inspire you to take the next step, which is step number 6. Is once you set your goals, now you have to create a written action plan of how you're going to get to those goals. It's not enough just to have the goals. Now you need a plan. Let me give you an example. I can have the goal of, I'm in California, of driving from here to New York, of getting from here to New York. That's my goal. Now I need a map. I need a map that's going to tell me exactly how I'm going to get to New York, because I have no clue right now how I would drive to New York. I don't know what roads, what streets I need to take, so I need a map. In the same way, when you write down your life goals, now you need to create a written action plan, step by step, how you plan to get to your goals. That's number 6. Number 7 is, you got to take action. It's not enough for me to see that map of how to get to New York. I actually have to get in my vehicle and start driving towards New York. So once you have your written action plan, now you have to take action. Now you have to move, which is where a lot of people fail. They fail to take the first action step. You don't have to know everything. Just take action on what you already learned, and along the way you're going to learn through your mistakes and you're going to become better. But now you got to take action. You got to implement your action plan. That's number 7. Number 8 is, you have to be flexible. And what this means is that you can't develop a frozen mentality, which is what I've seen that a lot of people do. You have to adapt. I always like to use the analogy of a tennis match. You know, the tennis player doesn't stand in one spot and demand that the ball be hit to a specific place that he or she wants. That would be a ridiculous way to think. A ridiculous way to approach the sport. A tennis player stay light on their feet, and they know that the ball is going to be hit not where they demand that it be hit, but where reality dictates that it's going to be hit. So they have to be ready. So being flexible means that, yes, you create your plan, but you maintain a flexible mindset, which means that you are open to evolve as life evolves, understanding that life is not static. So you're open to be flexible and evolve and adapt along the way. You keep an open mind. So that's number 8. Number 9 is, you got to have persistence. It's not enough for you to take action. It's not enough for me to get in the car and start driving to New York. Because along the way, many things can happen. Maybe I'll get a flat tire. Maybe for some reason I'll run out of gas. There's so many things that could seek to derail my trip to New York. In the same way, there are many obstacles in life. Life is tough. Let me give you the reality. Life is going to be tough. You can fight it, but you're not going to change that fact. Life is tough, so it's going to throw all these types of obstacles at you. So you have to be persistent. You got to keep going. No matter how many times life tries to knock you down, you got to keep going. You got to keep moving. You got to keep taking action. You got to commit in your mind that you're going to keep taking action until you get to where you want to get to. And this means that you need to have step number 10, mental toughness. I get fed up with people that have this victim complex. Whenever something happens to them, it's always someone else's fault. It's always, this happens with politicians. They lose an election, it's everyone else's fault. It's for example, as of the time of me making this video, Hillary Clinton just lost the election. What do people say? It's racism. It's racist people that caused her to lose. Ignoring the fact that many of these people also, many of the same white people that they're calling racist also voted for Barack Obama. It's racism, it's Russia, it's sexism, it's misogyny, all types of excuses, but never the truth, which is that she probably didn't run the best campaign. But anyways, this video is not about politics. What I want to say is that you got to have mental toughness. You got to stop making excuses. Life is tough. Just deal with it, accept it, and just become mentally tough. This world is not made for the weak. You got to be strong. Life is not easy. Sure, perhaps you're going to encounter problems. Maybe you're going to encounter all types of horrible things. I'm not saying life cannot be horrible. You know, there's death, there's tragedy, there's financial ruin. It's all types of things that life is going to throw at you. But you got to make a choice. Are you going to let it break you, or are you going to let it allow you to have a breakthrough? So you got to have mental toughness. So I'm going to recap these 10 steps really quickly for you. Number 1 is you have to want to change. No one else is going to want it for you. Number 2 is you got to have self-honesty. You got to examine yourself, your weaknesses, and be willing to deal with them. Number 3 is you got to come up with your vision. You got to visualize where you want to be. Number 4 is you got to acquire the necessary knowledge that's going to get you to your vision. Number 5 is you got to write down your goals. You can't hit a target if there's no target there. Number 6 is you got to come up with a written action plan that's actually going to get you to your goals. Number 7 is you have to implement the plan and you have to take action. Just move. Number 8 is you got to be flexible. Life is not going to go according to how you demand. Life is going to throw you all types of unpredictable obstacles. You got to remain flexible. You got to be willing to evolve and adapt. Number 9 is you have to be persistent. You got to continue to take action until the job gets done, until you get to where you want to go. And the final step number 10 is you got to have mental toughness. This life is not made for the weak. You got to be tough. You got to be tougher than any problem you encounter. If you apply these 10 steps, you will transform your life and you will be able to create any reality you want. This is Alexander Marquez. I want to challenge you to visit my blog at alexandermarquez.net. I also want to invite you to click on the 2 links that are below this video. If you are watching on YouTube, the first link takes you to my blog. The second link takes you to my free ebooks, which are going to show you, and my free newsletter as well, where I'm going to show you exactly how to reach the success you want. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you on my next video. Take care.